Okay, so I'm gonna back out and just kind of show you that I'm almost finished everything except these straws and the handle and the spout, which I can do later. So I'm gonna draw these straws real quick. It is very easy to put these in at this time. This actually fell out. I just put it back in. Didn't matter because I didn't draw it. And I think it's back where it was. I don't know. The original photograph I took of it is probably not gonna match up, but so be it. What I'll do first is I'll draw this, the straw on the right first. Okay, so that's where it comes out of this water pitcher here, comes down, and it goes into that glass. So there's a couple things. All you have to do is put down registration marks of where it comes out of a form, or in a form, or it crosses through a form. Really simple stuff. So if I'm looking at this, it looks like right about here, which is right here, it comes out. And then right about, this is the water glass, or the drinking glass, that's at the bottom. From my point of view, maybe not yours, from my point of view, it looks like it enters right in the center. Now this has a thickness to it, but I'm not concerned about that, the thickness of the straw. I'm just gonna put lines in and then I can expand on the thickness afterwards. So now I sight with my ruler, two hands like you're driving a car, right in front of your body, your chest. I'm gonna sight that angle as it comes out of here. And I have to turn this towards me because when you set your angles, you're basically going here and you're kind of pressing forward. So if it's, you have to turn your body into it, it's not gonna work out. Right. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, you can. What I did is put my ruler up here through my eyesight, and I followed it, and there's this ghost line there, and it looked like it intersected it right there. I marked it. I put a line in. I'm gonna use my, or double check it. Perfect. All right. Now, instead of trying to find out how far this is, you don't have to do that. All you have to do is sight the angle here, and it looks like there's two diagonals. So maybe see where the purple, it's this. It looks like it slightly turns. I just thought it was a straight line at first, but it does slightly turn. So I could do one of two things. I think I'm just gonna combine it all into one line, and then I can make that change afterwards, which I think I'll do. I'm gonna combine it all into one line. Looks like it. So what I did is I took this, put it down to that mark I made, and I followed my eye up the line, and when this ruler intersected that point, I put a dot, and then I disconnect the two. How easy is that? Okay, so actually goes into the form too. But before I draw it into the form, I think I'm going to find out where the blue ends and the green begins, because that's where that transition of line is. And because if I continued into the glass, it's gonna look a little odd. So let me see here. Right next to this guy, a little bit below it, it's about right here. That's where it starts to turn. And what I think is I'll bring this out just a hair. Oops, maybe a little more than that. And then I'll bring this down. Something like that. To be honest, it is so minor of a turn. I think I'm just gonna leave it a straight line because it might be more confusing after I go out like that. So I think I'm just gonna leave it a straight line all the way through. It just was too close to the center lines and it's not really vertical. So I'm just gonna go all the way through. And then right at the last minute, like right about here, it starts to make a left-hand turn. I just kind of threw that in. And that's it. So I have this, I have this, I have that. See the pink straw that's coming out on the right-hand side? That's pretty simple. It looks like it comes out of the form about right here. So now I'm going to sight it. 2 hands. Bring it over. There you go. Sometimes that helps too if you just do this and bring it on your drawing board. And then how far does it go up? Looks like it's about in line with this cup, so if I drew this up. So right about here is where it starts to go down. So then I'll sight that angle. Right here. And I'm just gonna do a turn there. And how far does it go? I'd say about right here. So I could do one of two things. I could, for this straw, because it's all by itself, I'm just gonna add thickness to the right. For this straw, I think I'll add thickness to the top because the bottom kind of rests on the line. And for this straw, I will figure that out. I could add thickness in both directions, but for this one, I'm just going to do something like that. And just try to make sure that the thickness of the straw is relevant to the drawing. So you can see how simple that was to put that in, how simple that was. So easy. So let's see, okay, so that one's done. And it's basically just an ellipse right here you can kind of throw in. Okay. And this one, actually I think I'll do this one first. So this one actually comes out about right here. So I think if I'll do this, that, and every time I'm using this graph ruler, and I kind of guesstimated that thickness there, and I just kept it consistent, and now I'm making that the same thickness all the way through, so that's consistent. So if the straws are irregular in terms of thickness, it's going to look a little odd. So there you go. Now I can make my rounds. Round, round. I think I'm going to extend this a little bit more, just for compositional purposes. There you go. I think this has a nicer line. And then this is a round. So it goes inside of here, comes out, goes down. How simple was that? The next thing is this guy. So it's the same principle. You just see where it exits the cup here. This, you could just pinpoint with something behind it, which is really simple. If you look behind it, it's right where that coffee pod is, right there. And then you mark it, and then you just take it to the, you take it over here, you mark that, and then you take it down, you mark that, and then you just do exactly what I did here. So it is really simple to put these in. This shouldn't take much time at all. Once this is finished and my handle is done, I can move on to stage 4, which is just applying line weight, going over your ellipses and perfecting everything, making this look like a nice solid drawing. Think about spatial depth, things that are far behind forms are lighter, things that are closer to you are darker in value. Again, perfect the ellipses if they look a little wonky. Get in there and perfect them. And when you're doing this, you don't have to look at the still life. You can just kind of work flat on a table, which is nice for the 4th stage, not this one. This is stage 3. All right, until next time.